Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at the ES futures today because the ES was nothing but chop today. You can see right here was the beginning of the market. And you see the ES just kind of chopped sideways throughout the entire day today. And here's how we identify that. You can see that in the night last night, we had a significant pivot high back here. See how we had all this push up to here, and then we rejected strongly and made a very large move to the downside. So this is a significant pivot high. You can see we were in an uptrend, and then we rejected, and then blew underneath all of this move up and continued lower. So that makes this a significant pivot high. And then you can see we came down here and then we bounced and we made another pretty big move back in this direction, retraced a little more than 50% of that down move, making this a significant pivot low. And then you can see that the ES just started pivoting inside these two pivots. So while this was a large compression area, you can see it was just an area of compression though. Now we had a smaller little double top right here that our power lines painted, and we had a little breakout, but you can see it ended up just being a false breakout. It never broke above that, and partially because we were inside this larger compression still. So we had slightly smaller compression. Right here we had this little double top and the bottom down here at the significant pivot low. And you can see we were kind of chopping inside that with a slight upward bias. While we were in all this chop back and forth, we were still making higher lows. So we had a slightward upward bias, thinking that we had at least a good probability that when it broke out, it was going to break out to the upside. And it did. It broke out to the upside, but no follow through at all. You can see just complete no trending day today. Popped up through there and then ultimately just pulled back and kind of just a slow grind, slightly lower throughout the rest of the day. In the last 10 minutes of the day, we had this little push back to the upside. But again, overall, you can see we were just chopping sideways throughout the entire day today. And a good way to identify that is identify your previous significant pivot high, your significant pivot low, and then see what happens, because while you're pivoting between two significant pivots like that, then you're just in compression and you're in the chop. And you have to be extremely careful trading in those conditions because the chop is what kills people's accounts, and today would have been no exception. If you were trying to trade in this mess, unless you're a scalper, for the most part you probably were not doing very well, and your bank account probably took a hit if you were trying to trade in this today. So just a little caution trading in compression, and one good way to identify what that compression looks like.